The heart is the only organ in humans responsible for the circulation of blood. It contains 4 chambers: the right and left atria and the right and left ventricles. As we know, double circulation takes place in organisms with a 4-chambered heart. Double circulation involves pulmonary and systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation refers to the circulation of blood between the heart and the lungs, whereas systemic circulation refers to the circulation of blood between the heart and the tissues of the body from head to toe. Thus, pulmonary circulation oxygenates blood in the lungs and returns it to the heart, while systemic circulation supplies oxygenated blood along with nutrients from the heart to all the tissues and returns wastes along with deoxygenated blood from the tissues to the heart. Nutrients are added to the blood through the hepatic portal system, which connects the intestine and liver to the systemic circulation. Similarly, blood circulation to the heart is carried out by the coronary arteries and cardiac veins, which together comprise coronary circulation. When the heart pumps blood, a heartbeat is generated by the systole or contraction and diastole or relaxation of the chambers of the heart. A heartbeat involves a sequence of events that repeats, forming a cardiac cycle. On average, our heart beats 72 beats per minute, which means 72 cardiac cycles per minute. Thus, one cardiac cycle takes 0.8 seconds. The cardiac cycle starts with the 4 chambers in a relaxed state or joint diastole. Atrial pressure causes the bicuspid and tricuspid valves to open. This allows blood to flow from the vena cava and pulmonary vein into the right and left ventricles through the right and left atria respectively. The semilunar valves are closed at this point. This is followed with the SAN producing an action potential that induces both the atria to contract at the same time, forcing more blood into the ventricles. Ventricular pressure increases due to the increased volume of blood, which forces the closure of the tricuspid and bicuspid valves and thereby prevents a backflow of blood into the atria. The action potential from the SAN then travels down through the AVN and passes onto the ventricles through the bundle of His. This results in a ventricular contraction or systole as well as atrial relaxation or diastole. The ventricular systole also causes the opening of the semilunar valves of the pulmonary artery and aorta. This causes blood to pump from the right and left ventricles to the pulmonary artery and aorta respectively. This is followed by a ventricular relaxation or diastole, causing the closure of the semilunar valves to prevent any backflow of blood from the pulmonary artery and aorta to the right and left ventricles respectively. At the same time, atrial pressure causes the tricuspid and bicuspid valves to open to let the blood flow from the atria to the ventricles. Now the 4 chambers are once again in a relaxed state or joint diastole. This sequence of events is repeated again as the SAN generates another action potential, resulting in the cardiac cycle. Cardiac output or efficiency of the heart is calculated using the volume of blood pumped by each ventricle per minute. Normally, each ventricle can pump around 70 milliliters of blood per minute, which is also called the stroke volume. So, cardiac output equals the product of the stroke volume and the number of beats per minute. In a healthy individual, the cardiac output is 5 liters per minute. But our body has the ability to increase cardiac output by 4 to 5 times during exercise and decrease it to return to normal at rest. Thus, the body can vary the cardiac output by controlling the cardiac cycle, which is driven by the transmission of action potentials.